Before we start this video, I want you to think about what you would be excited to see somebody open on a live video opening a Magic the Gathering booster pack. Let's get into it. Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today, we're going to chat about the way the industry has changed in regards to sealed Magic the Gathering product and collecting and it holding value and going up in value and that kind of thing. I'm going to give you some of my thoughts. It's going to be kind of a hodgepodge of information as I've been really thinking about, as somebody who has collected a lot of Magic the Gathering product, and this is just what's on the shelf, and invested in Magic the Gathering product and gotten burned on Magic the Gathering product. I want to have an open dialogue and conversation about how things have changed over the last 4 or 5 years, and then where I think you can still be safe in collecting and investing if that is your thing. First off, to all the haters out there, I know you shouldn't invest in cardboard. It's a terrible investment. I get it. I understand. It's also, though, a hobby and people like to collect things. It's amazing if you look at the DNA of a human, how we are created to want to collect things. There's a lot of research on that, and it's really interesting. And I really love collecting things. I don't know. I just like it. So let's get into it. First and foremost, in my opinion, the industry has changed. The Magic the Gathering, we'll focus in on Magic, although this is applicable, I think, to some other parts of the industry. But we'll focus in on Magic. Magic the Gathering has changed so much in the last 4 to 5 years. It's absolutely crazy. And there are 3 factors, I think, that have changed the sealed product dichotomy and dynamics of Magic the Gathering so much. Number 1 is the change in price point. We'll talk about that. Number 2 is the move to a more flashy era with all these huge, cards that are flashing and really rare and hard to pull. And then number 3 is a huge thing, and that is the shift of the consumer from just like in a store or shopping online to live streaming, watching, whatnot rips and that kind of thing. The world has changed. So let's get first right into the value change in the cost of products, because I think this is an under-discussed thing that actually has quite a big conversation point in the industry and to talk about. So first and foremost, a lot of us remember buying like draft booster boxes 5 to 10 years ago at the like $80 to $90 price point. I think of things like Ravnica Allegiance, Guilds to Ravnica. I pulled a Dominaria booster box, even though this was really short printed and not super readily available. You could get these for $80 to $90, and we all thought it was going to be an easy amount of money to increase. And those things went up to 140, 150, whatever. And that felt great. It looked like those products were successful. I think I remember Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance going to that 110, 120. You started feeling good about yourself. You started feeling like this whole collecting thing was worthwhile and that kind of thing. And then we started having like Dominaria remastered and Ravnica remastered, and these remastered sets of the old planes that we love came out with a box price that was higher than the old products. Okay, just think about that for a second, where distribution costs, the cost of the dollar, the inflation, the whatever, them raising the lack of MSRP, but them raising the price is now more expensive than a booster box that you could get, that we bought 5 years ago. I think that changes the perspective of the consumer. You start looking at these things saying, man, those products aren't holding up very well, because you now start comparing them not to an $80 or $90 booster box, but to something that is the same value and in a lot of ways has better pulls and that kind of thing. And so then that kind of derails the value of the older stuff. And so I think there's a world there where that is affecting the collectability and the investment and that type of thing of old product, because they are printing new product with the same name at higher price tags, and that kind of changes the attitude about it. One of those things that factors into that, of course, is the polls and the way that they have radically changed the booster box. I asked you at the beginning of this video to think about what you would like to watch opened. Nobody wants to watch anybody open a Ravnica Allegiance box. Nobody wants to sit in an LGS and open a Ravnica Allegiance box. There's no reason to do so. It's not fun. It's not flashy, especially when you can buy Ravnica Remastered and you get the retro foil Shocklands and the Chase at a serialized card and really, really cool treatments. And they've made this whole thing better. They have made the cards better than they were then, and so nobody wants the cards from then. You want the singles because they're the cheapest version, I get that, but there's no reason for you to open up the booster boxes. And so then that all those things collude into this world where now you and I watch content absolutely crazy. I can't tell you, I have such a problem. Maybe you don't, maybe I'm the only person, but I'm just scrolling through my freaking phone all the time. I have to stop myself and be like, Louis, stop watching stupid stuff. Stop wasting your time. But we get addicted to watching things. And one of the things that has popped up since the pandemic and into, the real world now is Whatnot and watching people live stream. And first off, I'm not poo-pooing this. I'm not being negative here. I'm showing you the changes. I'm part of this. I stream on Monday nights. We stream Magic Mondays. We're hanging out, having a good time, streaming and ripping packs. It's a bunch of fun. It's a blast from my side of the camera. It's an absolute blast. I think a lot of people on the other side have a lot of fun hanging out with people they like, chatting in the comments, and ripping packs. It's a lot of fun, and it's an enjoyable thing for people to do. But nobody wants to watch me open Ixalan, or Ravnica Allegiance, or Conspiracy, or Dungeons & Dragons Adventures of the Forgotten Realm. You know what people want? They want things like Lost Caverns of Ixalan, because you can pull really shiny, crazy things. And this is what's happening in this Magic the Gathering industry. There is a period of time of which just nobody cares about the product anymore because they made the product better. They upped the stakes. They rose the excitement factor for opening product, and it has devalued the old stuff. So that's the synopsis of, in my opinion, what is going on in the industry. Now, what can you do about that? What do you do if you're like me and you've got a bunch of old product, you've got a bunch of cool things, but it's different and things have changed, right? So what do you do? For me, the first and foremost thing that I have changed is I have stopped buying those products. Like there's a while I just wanted an Innistrad box. And I bought it and it's probably lost $200 in value. I wanted an Innistrad box because I thought it'd be fun to draft it and to have fun. We did a draft. It was a blast. It was awesome. I'm sure they'll come out with an Innistrad remastered though. And so what I have done is I've stopped buying that kind of stuff, and I have focused. I know this is crazy. I know you were right. Okay, I'll admit when I was wrong. I have focused on buying things like reserve list cards, right? Like that's what I have focused on. I've focused on collecting the singles and just saying, look, the mid-range kind of older booster boxes, it's cool. I have one or two of them. I have like a Lorwyn box and a Morningtide box. That's cool. That's good stuff. It's never going to go anywhere. It's done. I've given up on the idea that those will increase in value for when I purchase them, and they are just cool things to own because I like the sets. But my attitude towards collecting and investing has gone heavier into just saying, all right, reserve list cards are easier to get. They are safer because they're not going to accidentally get opened while I'm moving. They're easier to store. They're easier to make sure they don't get damaged, and they're far more liquid and easier to sell. They are a far safer and easier element for me to go into. The second thing you can do is you can collect stuff like this. Here's the problem. I think this continues to get worse. Okay, they will always now have to one-up themselves. They will always have to print something more flashy. So one of the things you can do, I think, is like a newer product, collectible product, Fallout collector decks. I thought about it the other day. I have none of those. I should buy one or two Fallout collector boxes to have in my collection. Fallout's cool. It's got the high-end stuff. But here's my problem, is that eventually they will just keep outdoing themselves. They have to keep pushing the button. So it's certainly an option or something you can do. The last kind of sealed product thing I think that you could go that might be a little safer is like really old product. Watching Pay Money Wubby rip open, unlimited packs and unlimited boxes and unlimited starter decks and all these super old products has been a lot of fun to watch. And I think there is a world, like, you can't tell me something more fun than chasing after ripping, you know, a Power 9. Like, that is amazing and that is super fun. And so if you do have the means to get into that kind of stuff, then, I mean, I guess do it, but that's like super expensive. I picked up a box of the dark. This is not what I just said. Obviously, there's really nothing you can pull from this that is exciting, but this old sealed product is really, I think, cool because, like, there's so little of it. It's kind of it's much different than Dominaria, right? Like, Dominaria mass produced, right? Like, hugely mass produced in our world. Whereas, like, something like the dark, not mass produced, right? So there's a little bit of a difference. But here's the last thing. This is really where I was leading to. You can complain about sealed product going down in value. You can complain about Wizards of the Coast making everything flashy and not whatever. You can complain about that kind of stuff. Or you can jump in and hop in and join the world of streaming and join the world of opening things and collecting and being, it takes nothing for you to invest in yourself, get a camera, and start doing streaming and start doing that kind of stuff. I'm a prime example of, I didn't have a huge amount of money to start this YouTube channel and to start this stuff. You can do that. Like, you can hop in. That is what the world is moving towards, is like, you know, in the early 90s or the late 90s, I guess, we all started eBay accounts, right? Like, that was the thing. Early 90s, early 2000s, whatever. We all started eBay. Oh my gosh, anybody can be a merchant. Anybody can be a retailer. Anybody can sell stuff online because eBay came in. Well, now we are in this world where anybody can hop on and start streaming. Anybody can hop on and sell live packs and live things. As long as you do it right with good ethics and with good prices and with good whatever, everybody can do that. And that is another way to invest in this hobby and invest in yourself and to push forward your interaction with the hobby. It's a ton of fun to be on this side of the camera and to be opening things for people and to hang out, and anybody can do that. And this is my point, like, the world has changed, and so you can either complain about it or you can move forward and you can hop in and figure out how to make the best life for yourself within that world. So we all did it with collecting boxes. Now we can do it with ripping things and having fun. So that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I hope you have yourself a fantastic day. If you want to chat about all this stuff, head on over to KitchenTableTCG.com and hop into the Discord server. I appreciate you. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.